Hello, Jesse Rodriguez, and welcome back. Today, I'm going to discuss a subject that may be controversial, and we'll see. Again, your comments, please. I would like that once we discuss the subject at hand, let me hear your comments. Today's subject: conflict, differences of opinion. You know, the majority of us on this particular network are either business owners, or we had at one time been an employee, supervisor, or you yourself went in for some sort of service. You know, had your car service, or you bought a particular product and had to return it and ask for a refund. So maybe sometimes in the process that didn't quite go as smoothly as possible. So there's differences when we talk about conflict. Let's talk about conflict when we deal with human nature. Like I said before, the majority of us here in this group are or will be business owners. We'll be building our teams. So down the line, we may or may not encounter conflict, but more than likely we shall, because conflict comes from a difference of opinion, or two sides. That's one thing we have to acknowledge. There's always two sides to a story. And I believe that whenever there's any conflict, it has to be brought out in the open and discussed. When you don't talk about conflict, it goes unfestered. Then down the line, it's going to explode and might even get worse. So I believe in discussion, have an open discussion. Keep it in mind. There's two sides, so you have to hear the other side. Why is there a difference? Why do we say, or the other person's saying something different than from what you and I understand? So you need to discuss or let the other person or persons have a say-so. Hear them out completely. You'd be surprised. Sometimes what you thought or we said was misunderstood. Or maybe I said something and I thought I had fully explained it. And unbeknownst, I had not. So once I hear the other side, then I said, oh, that's not the way that I intended that to sound. Maybe it was my tone of voice. And I talked about that yesterday on communication. Our tone of voice also is a difference. So depending on how the particular subject was discussed. But again, open it up for discussion. Don't let it go, unresolved. It's going to get just worse. And we're human nature. We like to be acknowledged. If we see something wrong, I think we like to be acknowledged that, yes, I feel there is something wrong. And in the discussion, find out, you discover something that it was not, but maybe what I thought it was, because I didn't get the full picture. Sometimes that's the bottom line is there was not a complete picture. Something else was missing, or I misunderstood what the statement that was made or information, and I took it the wrong way, thinking, oh, that's the way, but I may have misunderstood. So let me hear your comments on conflict resolution. What has been your experience? I know that this subject, there's people it's an art when you have allow human nature and you need to discuss it. It's an art, and like I said before in my other videos, I like to emulate those that have a talent and the skill, good leadership. So again, your comments, please, on conflict or conflict of interest. Jesse Rodriguez, have a good day. Take good care.